Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Sharita, the Behavior and Literacy Strategist, coming at you from the Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute, where you can find solutions for both your child's behavior and literacy challenges. What's up, y'all? What's up? I got a good one for y'all real quick. A good one. We're going to talk real quick, and then I have some moms to reach out to chit-chat with. I have 3 new students start this week, so I want to give their moms an update and to see how everything is going at home. And I'm going to be cooking in a few. I'm going to be making some stewed beef with peppers. I got a lot of peppers. They're like 3-4 green peppers to add to it. It's going to be so good. And rice, so that's going to be popping. So I already had the meat marinating, y'all, and because I like my meat to have flavor. So it was marinating overnight, and then I'm gonna get it on the stove, and this house about to smell real good up in here. And that's gonna be good too, because I'm also fasting. So fast every day and drink water until 5 o'clock and sometimes 7. So I'm gonna have a nice meal for myself. But I just wanted to get in here real quick and talk to y'all about this. It was on my mind. I was thinking about you, about moms out there feeling like you are being a little too tough. You're being a little too rough. You don't understand your child. You don't understand where your child is, where they, what they need, right? You don't understand your child's problem, okay? Especially if your child has been diagnosed with ADHD, perhaps, and on medication. Like, you don't understand, and you feel like what you need to do is do your best to understand your child. You need to understand where they are. You need to help them because they need help, right? And then what we end up developing for our children, which is tragic, and ourselves, is a help mindset when we should be focused on helping to create a growth and achievement mindset. So I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you need to bring your tough black mom groove back. Okay, I mean old school mom. All right, they didn't take no mess. That's what I'm talking about right there. You need to bring her back. She is needed. You hear me? She is absolutely needed. The number 1 reason is our kids nowadays don't have enough guidance. You have to understand, I always tell y'all this, right? You are your child's center, their foundation. You gave birth to them. They came from you. You also know them better than anyone else, right? So if you are not sure in the way that you guide your child, and if you are not firm in the way that you guide your child, then your child is going to be all over the place, and they're going to be looking for guidance, because all children need guidance, right? And all children want guidance. No matter how much they fight, they still want it, and they still need it. They still need to look to someone and be like, okay, everything is going to be all right, right? You're going to make everything all right, right? That's what they do day in and day out. And if you're not providing that guidance for them, then they are going to be looking for it elsewhere. Where do you want your child to be looking for guidance? Where do you want your child to be looking for understanding? They should be looking for it first and foremost with you, okay? Now, children today don't have enough guidance. They, around here, they are feeling like they have too many choices, right? They are looking at social media and on the news and what their friends are doing and what they are hearing about maybe their diagnosis, right? Or things like that. And they get too many excuses, right? Too much help, and they are lost. How do I know they're lost? I'm not saying this just to be saying it, because too many of our children are in special education right now, and they shouldn't be. And when I say they shouldn't be right now, they're not equipped to not be in special education. But what I mean is that that's not them. That's their current situation. And I always say that special education is temporary, so they shouldn't be in special education. Too many of our kids are acting out so much that they cannot function in a general education classroom. Too many of our kids need security to come into class and pull them out, right? Too many of our kids are at home, and we're focused on what they want all day instead of what they need. We're focused on what we need to do for them instead of what they need to do to help and grow themselves. So they don't have enough guidance, all right? And Tough Black Mom we tell our children exactly what we want them to do, how we want them to do it, what we want them to accomplish, what we expect from them, right? That's Tough Black Mom. And you need to get your Tough Black Mom groove back. She don't take no mess. She could give you a look and you know you better get it together, right? That's what our kids need. Our kids need us to be like that for them, okay? Number 2, reason why you need to bring your Tough Black Mom groove back. You see how I did that? Like when Stella got her groove back, right? I'm talking about Tough Black Mom. Why you need to bring your Tough Black Mom groove back is our children don't have enough structure. They don't have enough structure. They don't have enough. When I get up every day, I know what I'm supposed to do, what time I'm supposed to do it. I know I better have this done by this time. I know that when it's time to stop this activity, I need to clean up before I go on to the next. I know that if when mom gets home from work, this better be done. They don't have enough structure, okay? So if they don't have enough structure at home, in the classroom, they don't have enough structure. They feel like the teacher's supposed to keep up with them. They feel like the teacher's supposed to accommodate them. And the teacher is supposed to make it easier for them. Or we just bring in an aide to help them sit down, to help them focus, to help them by writing things for them when they can't write things, right? And think about your child in that moment. I know that this is the way that we do things, y'all, but think about your child in the moment. Is your child growing? Or are they being maintained at their current level? And many times they are actually regressing, okay? Because you need a certain level of activity every day. You need a certain level of thinking, stretching your thinking every day, okay? Problem solving every day. Figuring things out every day for you to grow. Okay, that's the average human. I'm not even like kids, they need this, but humans, they need it. Like look at I told you on my yoga journey. Okay? And at first, I could only do 10 minutes. All right? For 2 reasons. One, your girl was really out of shape. And I was not strong enough to hold my own body weight, right? And the other reason is I wasn't like making my self-care priority. So I was trying to take care of everything and everybody and then squeeze in the 10 minutes here or there. And I kept getting interrupted and all this other stuff, right? But what if I tried that 3 times and then I just waited and didn't do it anymore? I just gave up. And then a month later, I tried again. It's like I'm starting over from scratch, okay? But now your girl doing yoga every day, and my body is strong, and I could go for 45-minute videos. I could go for an hour video. That's the same way it is for your child with them growing their behavior, growing their mindsets, growing their learning and reading, writing, spelling, grammar, reading comprehension. They need to be working on this every day. And if they are passive learners, okay, in the classroom, they're not growing. Okay, so they need that structure. They need high expectations, but they need that structure of the expectation of when things are supposed to be done. What time does this start? What time do I want this finished? How do I want it done? Right? Getting up in the morning routine, the homework routine, school routine, the bedtime routine. They need that structure. And you know, our kids fight the structure so much, but we know they need it. Okay? It's like your child eats junk food that doesn't want to eat vegetables, okay? And you saying, oh, I try to give them vegetables, but they won't eat it. They won't eat it. No, they have to eat it. Do you understand? Because if they don't, when they get older, they're going to be unhealthy, okay? So we are allowing our children to be unhealthy by not giving them enough structure and not giving them enough guidance. And I know when I was a child, my mom had a lot of structure and had very high expectations for us. And we had to do certain things, just had to be done. Okay, we had to do it. Okay, and it didn't matter how we felt about it. And I think nowadays our structure is so lax. and our expectations are so lax, and when we try to put some structure in place and our kids challenge us, or our kids cry about it or whine about it, we start to have that mom guilt button pushed, and the mom guilt starts to creep in, and it's nonsense. It makes us feel like we're being too hard, we're pushing our kids too much. They have it tough because maybe they are experiencing something in school. Maybe they are feeling bad about themselves because of this reason or that reason. Maybe they're tired. Maybe no. You need to bring your tough black mom groove back, okay? You need to make sure that they have a strict structure in place. You know what strict structure in place, what that creates? Champions. Think about athletes, okay? Do they go to the practice when they feel like it? When the coach is telling them to run, do they run until they're tired and they sit down, go take a break? Are they allowed to do that? And if they are they being successful? Are they starting, or are they riding the bench, or they get kicked off the team? Because ain't nobody got time for that. Do you understand? So you have a lot of you moms, you have champions in your house. I know I do. I have 2 champions, okay? And you're allowing them to waste away their talents, waste away their gifts, waste away their potential, not reach their potential because you're taking it too easy on them, and you're going too easy on them. You might not understand at this moment or see at this moment. You might. But the behavior might be getting in the way. The fact that your child has ADHD, has been diagnosed with ADHD, may be getting in the way. The fact that your child can't read may be getting in the way. All these seem like problems, right? That you have to address day in and day out, and you have to help your child with. But you know what they are? They are temporary. That's not who your child is. If you move all that stuff out of the way, your child is a champion. And champions need discipline. Champions need discipline. How many athletes saying, successful athletes can talk about a single mom who had their back, who always pushed them, who had high expectations for them? None of them say, my mom gave me everything I want. My mom cooked everything I want, and then if I didn't like what she cooked something else. My mom did all my laundry and all my chores, and I didn't do any chores. None of them are saying that. Come on, let's get it together here, y'all. Okay? We over here thinking wrong. You know what I'm saying? But that mom guilt makes you feel like you are wrong. That mom guilt and the people commenting on social media about your parenting techniques, and this is a better way to do it, and that's the better way to do it, and that's the better way. And what should happen is, and kids need this. When they're talking like that, they're not in your house with your child. Your child's experience, your parenting experience is a very intimate one between you and your child. Is customized. So stop doing the researching about your child, and stop listening to the comments and making them feel like you're always doing something wrong. You need to stand up and be a tough black mom, okay? You need to be tough and strong. You know why? Because your kids need you to be tough. They need you to be tough, okay? So the 2 reasons I gave so far is, 1, our kids don't have enough guidance. They don't know. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they need, and sometimes they don't even know what they want. Kids, if they are given too much leeway, they'll be saying, I want this, and they'll focus on what they want so much that the wants will pile up, and they're so weak that it's like a crumbling foundation. And then they find out later, I really didn't want that. Do you understand what I'm saying? No. We don't let our kids control things and guide themselves. We have to guide our children, okay? And that's why we got to get a hold of our children. We gotta hold them tight. And we got to let them know, this is what mommy wants. This is what you're going to do. This is how I want it done, okay? So they can stop looking everywhere else for guidance and look to you. You hear me? The second reason why you need to bring your tough black mom groove back is our kids don't have enough structure, okay? And your kids need a strict structure routine, okay? They need structure so that they know what's happening. They know what the expectations are. In the structure, there are expectations, there are standards, and it's neat enough for them to reach goals, accomplish things. You understand? Because within a structure, there's growth. When your child has a structure around them, they are growing up. If they don't have the structure, they are running from side to side. Too many of our kids are running from side to side with not enough structure. We need to, as moms, build that structure around, put them in it, and then have expectations and standards so that they can grow up. Because our kids are amazing. You hear me? Our kids are amazing, okay? The third thing, kind of talked about this already, is too low standards. But I'm going to get specific because this stuff bothers me so much. How we have low standards for our kids, okay? When our kids, we are always focusing on what help they need, what resource to put in place, what service to put in place. And we feel like if we put all these services and resources and everything in place, then that's what our kids need. But our kids being champions, our kids growing and reaching their, growing towards their full potential. Are they working hard? That's a big question. Are they working hard? If you have all these resources and services in place and all this help in place, and your child is sitting back with their feet crossed, okay? While everybody's running around trying to make sure they have what they need and helping themselves, your child is not working independently on any goals. They are not working hard when it's time for them to get to work because they have all this help, but that's making them know what they need to do. So they are rushing, they're working hard towards a goal. If that's not happening, then your child has all these services and all these resources and they have low standards. We'll do this for you. We'll help you with this. We'll make this easier for you. Think about what we're doing. Think about what we're doing. There's no growth in easy. There's no growth in easy. Unless you worked, you're a grown person, you worked all your life, you worked hard, and you worked so you could put yourself in a position where things are easier. Okay, I understand that. But a child who hasn't worked, and we start them off with easy, there's no growth in that. Okay? And our kids need that. They need high standards. So if our kids are, and I'm talking about some of this may resonate with you, it may not. But I feel like my child is your child. Okay, your child is my child. So when I say our kids, even if we don't have the exact same situation going on, that's still my baby. Do you understand what I'm saying? And my babies are your babies. Okay, right? So we have these low standards in place for our children. We are constantly focusing on helping them. Then our kids get into this mode. They get into this help mindset, like I told you about. And they are not working towards anything. And then they become entitled. And then they're just waiting for everything to be brought to them. And then the years go by and you look around and you're like, my child is in special education. Or my child is receiving pull-out services. Or my child is still can't read. That's absolute nonsense. Think about it. If a child is in first grade, right? And they have fallen behind. They're not reading on grade level. Second grade, they still not reading on grade level. Third grade, they still not reading on grade level. Fourth grade, they still not reading. Fifth grade, they still never read on grade level. They still reading on the first grade level in the fifth grade. That ain't right. That ain't right. We can blame the schools, but like I said, I don't play the blame game. Like everywhere, everybody can grow. You know what I'm saying? But it's not about the blame game. I focus on growth. I focus on my own personal growth, and I focus on the growth of my children, my family as a whole. I focus on the growth of my students in my program. You know what I mean? I support moms so they can grow. So growth is my thing. I love it. Growth is unlimited. Okay? But I'm more focused on solution. If there's a problem, we need to focus in on it and make it happen. Okay? And too many of our kids are in special education today or medication today and all these supports and all these resources and services, and they still can't read. So if you have all that stuff in place, you definitely need to focus in on a plan for your child to be able to read on grade level, because I guarantee you, if your child is improving their behavior and their literacy at the same time and they grow, okay, then all the need for all this extra stuff will start to drop off, because now your child is now growing themselves. Now your child is working and working hard, okay? and proud of their own growth and seeing their own growth, and they have higher expectations. So you want to grow out of the situation where you are right now. And for that, you need to be tough. You need to be tough. You need to tell your child what you want and not feel bad about it. Be straight faced, like, this is what I want. The common phrase that I use is, this is what I want, and this is what I deserve, so this is what I'm gonna have. Okay? And I talk to my own child like that. All right? As a mom, this is what I want, this is what I deserve, and this is what I'm gonna have. Like, that's what's gonna happen. Okay? And you are the giver of life to your child. You gave birth to your child. You deserve the best. And you need to have those high standards. You need to be tough. You need to, if you give your child a consequence, or if they don't do what they're supposed to do, and they receive a consequence for it, you need to give them a consequence and not feel bad about it. They earned that consequence, and there's growth in that. Okay? But if you feel bad about it and they can make you feel bad about it, guess what? You backtracking, you giving in, you making it easier, you're cutting the consequence down, you're doing all this other stuff. That's making your child weak. I understand. Okay? We all been there. All right? So you don't want to do that. You want to be tough. You want to say what you need to say and feel good, feel firm and good about what you're saying, feel confident in what you're saying. All right? You want to set a structure up that you want for your child and feel good about it. Okay? Like, this is what I want, and not worry about what your child feels or thinks, because it's like making them eat their vegetables. Okay? All right? Okay? And if you give your child a consequence, you want to be able to give that consequence, but your child have a standard already and knowing they're going to get a consequence already, and you give that consequence, and you're consistent with it, and follow through. You need to follow through. And for that, you need to be tough. You need to be sure of yourself. And that leads me to the last thing I want to say. This is not a tip. Oh, I guess it is. I said 3 reasons why you need to bring back your tough black woman groove. Like, look, I'm a black woman, okay? Black women get a bad rap sometimes. That we're too tough. We're too harsh. We don't understand our kids. We expect too much. We yell too much. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. We're too hard on our kids. Blah, blah, blah. We get that tough, that rap. It's like the angry black woman rap. Okay? So when it comes to being a mom, we get the same rap. Okay? And representing our kids in the school system, you know, we feel like we got to change ourselves when we walk up in the school. We can't be too strong. We can't go in there and run things, you know. We have to listen. We have to, you know. But you're your child's best. I'm gonna say coach. I'm not gonna say, because I'm a coach, y'all. I'm not gonna say advocate. So it's not just about advocating for your child and fighting for them to get everything that they should get under their IEP. That's not what I'm talking about, right? That's one level of it. But if you want your child to grow and you want your child to not need an IEP because they've grown so much that they can function independently and they are succeeding and successful, right? Then you need to not just focus on being your child's advocate. You need to focus on being like a coach on a football team or a track team or a volleyball team or a baseball team, right? You need to be, or basketball team, unless I said that already. You need to focus on being more like a coach, have high expectations, having times when practice starts, and if your child's not showing up, they show up to practice on time, now they gotta run laps. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they're not doing, you know what I mean? If they are not, their head is not in the game enough, or they don't have good sportsmanship or whatever, and the coach, they may talk to him from time to time, but it's not feeling sorry for him. It's not, I know you're having a hard time. I know this is hard for you, okay? And how does it feel? No. There's a time and place for that, y'all. There's a time and place for your child to be able to express themselves in a way that's a growth conversation, okay? And not enabling. But you want to be more of a coach for your child, because you are coaching your child to success. You are improving your child's behavior and literacy from home. That's no easy feat, but it's totally possible. And in my program, that's exactly what we're doing, okay? But it's not easy. So you need to be tough, okay? So, not enough structure. Our kids don't have enough guidance. That's one reason that you need to bring your tough black mom groove back. Number 2, they don't have enough structure, right? It's nonsense, all right? Number 3, the standards on our babies are too low. Used to be the standards in the outside world for our children were low. Now our standards are starting to go down. No, we got to bring that back up. Tough black mom. Do what I say. Do what I tell you. Get this done. Do it right. Okay? You got this. You better do this. All right? Bring those standards up because you got a champion. All right? And the last thing I need you to do is follow your mother's intuition. Follow or find. A lot of us have lost lost touch with our mother's intuition. We're not even in tune with it because we're walking around here feeling guilty and feeling unsure all the time, feeling like we're making the wrong choices all the time, feeling like it's our responsibility for everything our child is not doing. We're taking on too much responsibility for our children. We're blaming ourselves too much that we're forgetting to listen to the most powerful thing in this world, and that is your mother's intuition. You know, that intuition that has always told you what your child needed, has told you what your child's cries meant. You know what I mean? When your child needed you, okay? And mine is very strong. Like, Jazzy hurt her knee at school one time, and my knee was hurting me all day. The same knee. And when she came home, I looked at her pants and I looked at her knee. It was all ripped up. And I'm like, what's that? She fell and hurt her knee on the playground. Okay? We have this strong connection with our children. And the more we listen to the outside world, the more we research about our children, okay? The more we research about what the articles are saying about our children. Remember, these are people. You're a person. And you're an expert on your child. Okay? The more we do that, the further and further and further away we get from our children. The further away we get from understanding and feeling our mother's intuition. Okay? And you and your child were joined at one point before they came into this world. That bond did not break. So bring your child in and look at your child and connect with your child. Connect with your mother's intuition because it'll tell you what you need to do as you grow your child. Stop downing yourself. Are you going to make mistakes? Yes, I made plenty. Okay? But it was all part of the growth process. And that's why I'm always thankful. And I'm thankful for the lessons that I learned, okay, along the way in my journey as a mother. Because every lesson is a gift because it's an opportunity for growth. Okay? That's all that is. So instead of you walking around here trying to be perfect, you need to always be growing. Always be listening. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. Okay? And be tough. Because our kids are extraordinary. They're amazing. Beautiful, talented, strong. Okay? And I got some really strong-willed kids in my house. Maya is a lot like me. All right? She's very bullheaded. Very strong. All right? And outspoken. Right? So for somebody like Maya, who has a strong nature, strong-willed, smart, okay, very smart, understanding things at a young age, doing things at a young age. When she was younger, she always wanted she really literally wanted to walk before she was crawling. She had time for crawling. And it came out of nowhere, and she was trying to walk, and we were like trying to catch her before she fell because her legs weren't even strong enough to stand up, but she was pulling herself up. She was working on everything. I saw that in my child when she was very little, that if there's something that she couldn't do, she was going to work and practice it every day. I saw this in a 1-year-old until she mastered it. And she'll get that from me. Okay? So how are you going to have a strong child, a strong-willed child, a very active child, and always moving and mind always going and stuff, and you be weak in your approach. You can't be weak. You have to be strong, because their stability, when they have that much strength, when they have that much, their mind is always thinking of things, and they're very creative that way. The behavior blocks all this, but I'm telling you, that's a lot of that. A lot of our children, that's what's going on with them, right? When they have all that going on, they don't know what to do with it yet. Their brain is growing fast and going fast, and they're thinking of things, and they need constant stimulation. They need to be challenged. They need to always be growing. It's like food for them. But when we are weak in our approach as moms, right, and we help them too much, we stagnate them, and we help them, and we have them kind of go down, right? And it calms their mind, but it calms their mind in a way that it's not active enough for them to grow like they're supposed to. So they need structure so they don't get out of hand, but they still need to be growing their mind, because they are amazing. And we have no clue how amazing our children are going to be down the road. What their capacity of their brain is, we have no clue. But we have no business having low standards for our kids and helping them so much that fire that they have inside of them, that's supposed to propel them forward and help them grow to be amazing, is now starting to dim out. We have no business doing that. They need a strong black mom. So get your strong black mom groove back, all right? Because your kids need you. And you got this, all right? And I got your back, all right? I got your back, because I'm a strong black mom too. And for years, I doubted myself. For years, I listened to people way too much. And for years, I would know deep down inside, I knew what my child needed. But if I spoke about it, I would get challenged so much that I started to wonder if it was me. Sound familiar? Right? And it wasn't until I just stood up one day and was like, I'm her mother. I'm the expert. I'm going to get this together. And all y'all could kick rocks. Okay, it wasn't until I got to that point that everything started to fall in place. Okay, so I'm not just talking as a professional here, y'all. Yeah, I was a mental health specialist. Yeah, I was a special education teacher. But first and foremost, I am a mom, and I'm coming for you. I'm coming for moms like you who have amazing children, who are reading below grade level, maybe in special education, maybe on medication, and their behavior is an issue, and you want better for them. So I'm doing this live because I want to talk to you, and I want to let you know that you can have better, and you deserve better, and so does your child. You got this. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, Mom, you got this, all right? So it's time to get it together, all right? Believe in yourself. Believe in your child, and always remember, y'all, that growth is unlimited. Peace.